Scene script. Have you ever wondered why certain types of potatoes thrive in some regions but not in others? Well, it's all about diversity. Just as we humans have different characteristics, so do potatoes. There are more than 4,000 potato varieties worldwide, each with its unique set of traits. Choosing the right potato variety for your garden is crucial. Why, you may ask? Well, different potato varieties have different growth rates, resistance to diseases, and yield potentials. Some potatoes grow rapidly, rewarding you with a bountiful harvest in a short time. Others are hardy fighters, resisting diseases that can wipe out an entire crop. And then there are those that yield a lot of tubers, maximizing your harvest. But that's not all. Different potato varieties are suited to different climates and soils. Some potatoes love the cold, thriving in regions with a frosty winter. Others prefer a warmer climate, basking in the summer sun. And let's not forget about the soil. Some potatoes flourish in sandy soil, while others prefer a more clay-like terrain. So when you're choosing a potato variety to grow, consider your local climate and soil conditions. It might just make the difference between a meager harvest and a bountiful one. It's clear that the variety of potato you choose to grow can greatly impact your success as a gardener. Now that we understand the importance of potato variety, let's dive into some specific types of potatoes. Each one of these varieties brings its own unique characteristics to the table, from taste and texture right through to appearance. First up, let's talk about the russet potato. Also known as the Idaho potato, this is the classic all-American spud. It's large, with a thick, rough brown skin and a starchy, fluffy interior. You'll recognize it from your favorite comfort foods. Think fluffy mashed potatoes, crispy French fries, or a loaded baked potato. Russets have a mild, earthy flavor that pairs well with a variety of dishes. Next on our list is the Yukon Gold. A favorite among chefs and home cooks alike, the Yukon Gold is a versatile, all-purpose potato. It's medium-sized, with a smooth, thin golden skin and a buttery yellow interior. Yukon Golds have a rich, sweet flavor and a creamy, slightly waxy texture. They're great for roasting, boiling, mashing, or even making into gnocchi. Last but certainly not least, let's talk about the red Pontiac. This is a popular choice for home gardeners, thanks to its high yield and its resistance to most common potato diseases. Red Pontiacs are medium to large in size, with a thin, smooth red skin and a white, waxy interior. They have a mild, subtly sweet flavor and a firm texture that holds up well to boiling or stewing. You'll often see red Pontiacs used in potato salads or soups. Of course, these are just 3 examples out of hundreds of potato varieties worldwide. Each one has its own unique set of characteristics, making it suited to different dishes and cooking methods. So whether you're a seasoned gardener, a budding chef, or just a potato enthusiast, remember that the world of potatoes is vast and varied. There's always a new variety to discover and a new recipe to try. These are just a few examples of the many potato varieties out there. So, how do you know which potato variety is right for your garden? Well, it's all about understanding your local climate and the soil you're working with. These factors are key in determining which potato variety will thrive in your garden. Let's delve a bit deeper into this. Potatoes, as a rule, prefer a cool climate. They are native to the Andean highlands after all. The ideal temperature range for their growth is between 60 and 70 degrees Fahrenheit. If you're in a region with a cooler climate, you're in luck. However, if your area experiences high temperatures, don't despair. Some potato varieties, like the heat-tolerant red Pontiac, can handle a bit of warmth. Rainfall is another factor to consider. Potatoes need an adequate amount of water to grow well, typically receiving 1 inch of water per week, either from rainfall or irrigation. Too little water can lead to small potatoes, while too much can cause rot. Now, let's talk about the soil. Potatoes prefer well-draining soil. They don't like to have wet feet. A sandy loam is ideal, as it allows for good drainage while also retaining enough moisture for the plants. The soil pH should be slightly acidic, between 5.0 and 7.0 for optimal potato growth. What if your soil is not ideal? Don't worry. You can always amend your soil by adding organic matter to improve its structure and fertility. And if your soil is too alkaline, you can lower the pH by adding sulfur or peat moss. Remember, each potato variety has its own set of preferences when it comes to climate and soil. For instance, the Yukon Gold loves a slightly acidic soil and a cool climate, while the Russet Burbank is a bit more flexible when it comes to temperature and soil conditions. By considering your local climate and soil conditions, you can select a potato variety that will thrive in your garden. So take a moment to understand your garden's unique conditions, and you'll be well on your way to a bountiful potato harvest. Choosing the right potato variety is just the beginning. Proper care of your potatoes is also crucial. Let's delve into the world of potato growing conditions and care, shall we? Firstly, potatoes are thirsty plants. They need to be watered regularly, especially during dry spells. However, they don't like to have wet feet. Overwatering can lead to rotten potatoes, so it's a balancing act. The soil should be moist, but not waterlogged. Fertilizing is another critical aspect of potato care. Potatoes are heavy feeders. They need lots of nutrients to produce those delicious tubers. A balanced fertilizer high in potassium and phosphorus, applied at planting and again mid-season, should suffice. Organic matter like compost or well-rotted manure can also be beneficial. Remember, too much nitrogen can lead to lots of leafy growth and less tubers, so be careful. Now, what about pests and diseases? Potatoes have their fair share of enemies. The notorious Colorado potato beetle, aphids and wireworms, just to name a few. Regular inspections of your potato plants can help catch these pests early on. There are a variety of organic and chemical options available for pest control. Diseases can also be a problem. The dreaded late blight, early blight, and potato scab can all affect your crop. Crop rotation is a good preventative measure, as many diseases linger in the soil from year to year. Choose resistant varieties if these diseases are common in your area. Let's not forget about the importance of hilling. Hilling, or piling soil around the base of the plants, protects the developing tubers from sunlight, which can turn them green and toxic. It also helps to keep the soil moist and cool. The care requirements we've discussed may vary slightly depending on the potato variety. Some potatoes might need more water, some might be more disease-resistant, and so on. So always do a bit of research on your chosen variety. With proper care, your chosen potato variety can produce a bountiful harvest. Now, isn't that a delightful thought? We've covered a lot of ground today, so let's take a moment to recap. We started our journey by delving into the importance of potato variety. Not all potatoes are the same, and the type you choose can significantly impact your gardening experience. We spoke about how each variety has its unique characteristics and uses in the culinary world. From the starchy russets, perfect for baking and frying, to the waxy red or yellow potatoes, ideal for roasting or grilling, and the all-purpose Yukon Golds, there's a potato for every dish and occasion. Then we took a whirlwind tour through various potato varieties. Remember the fingerlings, those small, oddly shaped potatoes with a robust flavor and creamy texture, or the purple majesty, with their striking color and high antioxidant content. Each variety brings something different to the table, literally and figuratively, and understanding their distinct traits can help you pick the right one for your gardening project and cooking needs. After that, we dug into the nitty-gritty of climate and soil suitability. Potatoes are versatile, but they do have their preferences. While some thrive in cooler climates, others prefer a bit more warmth. We also learned that a well-drained, slightly acidic soil is your best bet for a bountiful potato harvest. Then we moved on to growing conditions and care. From planting to harvest, we walked through the steps to ensure your potatoes grow healthy and strong. We discussed the importance of hilling, the process of piling soil around the base of the plant, and how it can protect your potatoes from the sun and encourage more substantial growth. We also touched on the signs to look out for when your potatoes are ready to harvest. In conclusion, growing potatoes is more than just sticking a spud in the ground. It's about understanding the diversity of potato varieties, their unique characteristics, and their specific growing needs. It's about nurturing them from planting to harvest, and ultimately enjoying the fruits, or in this case, tubers, of your labor. Remember, the right potato variety can make all the difference in your garden. Happy gardening!